live from the Twin Cities. This is the Fox 9 Morning News.
Well, really, the name just says it all. GrillFest.
And there will, in fact, be plenty of outdoor grilling and feasting at this weekend's downtown event. The event will be at 5th Ave and 6th Street Saturday and Sunday. But right now, MA is in Uptown with a little preview. MA.
Hey, May.
Good morning, guys. When GrillFest actually happens this weekend, it's going to be in a parking lot, and so that's why we are at Kitchen Window right now in Uptown. One of the main presenters, one of about 50 different grill exhibitors that you can see Saturday and Sunday. I am with Doug Miller
Hey, how you doing?
Kitchen Window, and you guys will be doing demonstrations on how to cook steaks, ribs, pizza, and something I've never seen before, how to grill on a salt plate. And let's just show the folks at home with an unseasoned, brand new, out of the wrapper, Himalayan salt plate. And I sort of likened it to cooking on a cedar plank. I mean, it's similar that way, but this imparts a somewhat salty flavor.
Yeah, just it's a real light salty flavor, but Himalayan salt has kind of just like a unique kind of minerality to it that not all salts have. And it lightly imparts that flavor onto your food. Now that stone itself, you can have, like some people use them cold and they'll chill them down. Other people like us, we grill with them. So we put them on, you can get them anywhere, 200-300 degrees if you wanted to do something low, or you bring that stone up to 500-600 degrees and you get an amazing searing ability, plus that minerality coming out of that stone is going to impart a light flavor. Now, most of the time, there's not enough salt that you won't have to add more. I mean, you're going to have to season it anyways.
Okay.
So I usually just finish it off with a little bit more Himalayan salt.
So people shouldn't be afraid that they're going to get something really salty, McCrusty, tasty
No, not at all.
out of this
Not
technique.
at all. It's a really light flavor. In fact, the shrimp that we did earlier, that's a great example. Shrimp pick up that little bit of saltiness to
Why,
them.
I'll tell you if it's a great example, Doug.
And then I'm also doing some mashed potatoes. So I'll just take those and I'll stir those on those stones, and they're gonna pick up that saltiness and impart that flavor back into those potatoes. So you could do everything from a hash brown and do a little bit firmer. You name it, anything that you want that slight hint of salt to, you're gonna get some awesome, awesome flavor.
Well, I love the idea of putting the mashed potatoes right on there, because you know what? If you put it right on the grill, it would fall through.
That's right.
I'm not a grill master, but I do know that much. Is there anything that you can't grill on a salt
No, you can
plate?
cook absolutely anything on that plate. Anything that you can think of, really, it's just limited to your imagination, as far as what you want it to be. As I said, whether it's potatoes, hash browns, sweet potatoes, anything that you want that little bit of salt seasoning to it, that little bit of minerality, is going to turn out great. We're going to do some flatbreads a little bit later. You can cook pretty much anything on there.
Well, judging by the number of grills that you have up here on your patio, I'm going to say that you guys know you're grilling here at Kitchen Window. Check it out. I mean, every type of grill you can imagine under the sun. When we come back at 7:30, we are going to give you a preview of the pork competition that's going on. We're going to be grilling some pork, which can be tricky on a grill, but we're going to get the ins and outs of that when we come back, guys.
Yeah, you got to just grill that pork just a short while. I've overdone pork too many times.
Yeah.
Easy to do. Well, really, the name says it all. GrillFest.
And there will be plenty of that. In fact, plenty of outdoor grilling this weekend. Downtown Minneapolis. The event will be held on 5th Ave and 6th Street on Saturday and Sunday. But MA has a little preview from Uptown this morning. MA.
You guys, I have a product that the guys at Kitchen Windows say you will not be disappointed in. Check this out. It's called Bear Paws. You just rip it, you shred your meat like an angry Papa Bear. You just like that. You shred up your meat, or you can
I
lift
love
your
it.
meats. You can lift your large meats, transfer, lift carbs, shred pork.
You can bring it to a party.
Like that. I love it. I love it. You will not be disappointed, they say, because they test,
Back
drive,
scratcher.
everything. We are gonna,
And it works as a back scratcher, too.
I'll dispense with the sound effects for the balance of the segment, but I do want to introduce you to Damon Holter. He is with Croy Valley Steak Sauces. We are previewing Saturday and Sunday's GrillFest. It's going on in downtown Minneapolis from 1 to 5. There is going to be a Minnesota pork board pork competition.
Indeed.
And all the competitors on Saturday and Sunday will be given a tenderloin, but you're doing pork ribs on the grill.
I'm doing St. Louis style pork ribs on the grill. Absolutely.
And let's start with what you're grilling over, because you're not a big briquette guy.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm using lump hardwood charcoal, and this is a natural hardwood charcoal. There it is right there.
It looks something like this.
Yep, it's actual wood. It's hardwood that's been cooked down. The great thing about the lump hardwood charcoal is there are no fillers in it. Briquettes have a lot of fillers and additives and things like that, and typically with briquettes you're also lighting it with lighter fluid, which gives a lot of chemical flavors and imparts some different things that you don't want. This you simply use.
You also started with a dry rub.
Absolutely, yep. The ribs have a rub on them first, and this is just a dry rub anyone can make really easily at home. It's just a combination of some herbs and spices, mainly some brown sugar, salt, garlic, and some pepper. Really easy, and I put that on the ribs first, really coat the meat really nicely, and it's going to give it a beautiful flavor. But when they go on the grill, then the other thing that we're going to do is we're going to cook them really low and slow. That's
not
the key.
burn and turn.
No,
low and slow.
That's the key to good barbecue. Low temperatures, really slow cooking time, because that's going to keep the meat really nice and moist and juicy. It's going to get very tender near the end.
Now, when you're doing a tenderloin, now we're always concerned about pork drying out, and that's why you do the low and slow. And you've got the dry rub. You don't have to be quite as cautious with a tenderloin?
Correct. It's a smaller muscle from the animal. You can see it's not very big. It's tubular, but it does cook all the way through. So you can do it low and slow like you would any typical barbecue, but a lot of people cook them at a little higher temperature, cook them a little faster. And you're still going to be able to sear the outside and keep all of the juices on the inside. So
you've slathered on the Croy Valley competition barbecue sauce at the very end.
Yep, at the very end. And that's just going to allow the sauce to set on there. It won't. Oh, there you go.
And I helped.
You sure did.
And then I'm going to get my bare claws and go, "Arr!"
and just tear into that meat.
Very nice. Damon Holter, thanks so much for joining us this morning. If you want to go ahead and plate that up, that's great. At 9:30, Damon is going to barbecue alpaca kebabs.
I sure am.
Not just cute little animals with wool. No, they are kebab worthy.
Absolutely.
And then at 8:40, we're going to talk about wines that go with warm weather grilled food. So stick around for all that, guys.
Well, it is grilling season, drops or not. We've had great weather for it. And the grills will be fired up in downtown Minneapolis this weekend for GrillFest.
Emmy Roscoe joins us live at Kitchen Window in Uptown with a preview and a lesson on red wine and chillin'.
Full show. Show.
Did I get your attention with that tease, Miss Alex? I think I did.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did, girl.
Yeah, on Saturday and Sunday in downtown Minneapolis, 5th Ave and 6th Street. It's a parking lot right now. It's going to be turned into Grill Central. And if you've been to MSP Magazine's, no, Minnesota Monthly's Food and Wine Experience, sorry. There's so many magazines, so many food events. If you've been to Food and Wine Experience, this is like it except a summer grilling experience. So you'll see all kinds of gadgets and sauces and gourmet items. One of the things I like are these grilling bands. They're made out of silicone, so you can wrap your asparagus or wrap your tenderloin with it. You don't have to worry about it burning. They're reusable. We talked about these bear claws earlier for shredding pork or for transferring a large roast. They work for that. Cool things like that. The other thing you can do is walk around and sample craft beers and wines supplied by Z Wines. This is Roy Goslin. And your wines are from, if you don't recognize the flag, from South Africa. What are some overall guidelines for pairing summertime foods, most likely outdoor grilled foods, with wines?
Well, I prefer to drink lighter wines in the summer, both reds and whites. I like wines that are fruity, as I say, light, not big bold wines, so your big California oak Chardonnay wouldn't be a wine that I would be going after in the summer. Red wines lighter, and red wines can be chilled. I like in the summer to chill a red wine, put it in the refrigerator. Some people don't like them as cold as I like them, but I think when you chill them right down, they drink very similarly to white wines.
Now, maybe it's just my friends, like they will have the chilled white wines. I've never heard of them chilling a red wine. And Doesn't affect the flavor at all?
No, it doesn't. And you know, if you go to wine country anywhere in the world, you'll see people doing this often in the summer.
Okay, so which particular kinds have you brought? And again, these are ones that you've selected that pair nicely with the grilled foods, and maybe you're standing near a hot grill, so you want something a little more refreshing.
Right, absolutely. As I say, I like the whites to be really nice and crisp with some citrus characteristics. They pair really well with seafoods, with chicken. In fact, I tried some of that pork rib, and those white wines would pair perfectly with that rib. I think the white wines
on camera,
the white wines would pair well with that pizza. The red wines, pretty much universal. You know, I would go hamburgers, salmon, a nice steak on the grill. If you do some sausages, really nice with the Italian sausages.
Well, very nice. So we have wines from Z Wines from South Africa. You can check them out Saturday and Sunday at GrillFest. And you guys, if you cannot identify this red meat right here, we'll forgive you. It's a very unusual one, and Damon is getting it ready to put on the grill at 9:30. So trust me, you've probably never grilled this meat before, so stick around for that.
Okay, you've captured our attention.
Yeah, all right. Thank you, Emma.
Welcome back this morning. The name says it all. It's GrillFest.
That's right. Expect plenty of outdoor grilling and festing this weekend in downtown Minneapolis.
That's right. And M.A. Roscoe has a preview of the event live from the kitchen window in Uptown. M.A.
Jason, what would you grill in this here little device right here?
Let me see. It looks like a badger trap.
It does.
Honey badger.
It does. It's actually for meatballs. You can grill meatballs in here. Check that out.
Oh, I love that.
Oh, nice.
That's cool.
One of the devices, one of the gadgets we've learned about this morning, we're going to recap some of the learning. We are previewing GrillFest Saturday and Sunday, 1 to 5, South 5th Avenue and 6th Street in downtown Minneapolis. We learned from Doug Huemiller of Kitchen Window that a new trend is grilling on a Himalayan salt plate. It's almost like a cedar plank, except you get a little bit of a salty flavor here. At 7:30, we learned from Damon Holter over here, who we're going to check in with again, that you cook pork low and slow on the grill. At 8:40, we learned that, yes, it's okay to chill red wine if you are doing a grill-worthy wine, something hot foods over the summer, then you can go ahead and chill a red or a white wine. And now we are learning about cooking with some different kinds of meats that you might not be familiar with. Damon Holter of Croy Valley Steak Sauces. All right, reveal what the other red meat is.
The other red meat here today is alpaca.
The llama family member.
The one with all the woolly fur that you make blankets out of and whatnot.
Correct.
That's what we've got right here, alpaca.
Now, you actually picked this up in Hudson, Wisconsin, at a
specialty meats and gourmet. Yep, and they specialize in lots of different specialty meats, and that's where I picked this up. It actually is produced up in Princeton, Minnesota, at a farm called La Pacos, and it's a fantastic meat. You know, a little different than doing something really traditional, but it's very high in iron, high in protein, very little fat, and it's really low in cholesterol, so it's good for you too. No gamey taste.
Have you ever seen an obese alpaca?
No.
You've not?
No.
And there's a reason for that. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. And these are just kebabs that I've made, laced with some yellow and red peppers, some mushrooms and onions, and then we've basted them with our Croy Valley garlic and herb steak sauce.
Okay, so it's not just for steaks.
Not just for steak. No, they're very versatile. You can marinate with them, use them as a barbecue sauce, and they go on anything, including alpaca.
So you can go ahead and plate those. What we've learned from our grill masters today, both Doug and yourself, is that people are getting a little bit more adventurous about what they're grilling, not just the brats and the burgers, kind of stepping out of their comfort zone a little bit. And they're also doing more vegetables and pizzas and mashed potatoes. We had mashed potatoes on that salt plate earlier. So easy to shake it up.
Absolutely. You don't need to stick to the brats and the burgers of the world. There's so many other things you can be grilling these days.
You're going to be doing a pork competition this weekend at GrillFest.
Yes.
What does that involve?
Well, that's going to be 6 different area chefs. We're going to be cooking a pork tenderloin and go head to head with each other and see how it goes.
Low and slow.
Low
That's
and slow.
my tip to you, my friend. Yeah. Okay, I've got one last experiment here. You grilled up these ribs.
Yes.
You grilled these. These are so good. How long does it take a live truck operator? Oh, Bradley. Check it out.
Hey.
Don't get hit.
Oh,
Don't get hit.
Lord! He's
Usain Bolt now has competition. All you have to do is just drag the meats in front of the engineer, watch them go.
I have never
how
seen
fast
him
they
move
are.
that quickly, ever.
I have never seen him move that fast.
MA, our creative services department is also running down here. They think you're here.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, the joke's on them because we're in Uptown at Kitchen Window. But back to you. That's how good this is, Damon.
Wonderful.
That you forced an engineer to break into a trot over your
Thank you,
ribs.
sweetie.
That's how good they are.
Perfect.
That's
Oh
how
my
good.
goodness. Thank you, sweetie.